Alright, we on deck, man. We here with another one, man. Y'all already know what time it is. It's Deme D. We here with If You Ask Me, another episode where we talk that music and movie culture from the late 80s to the mid 20s. Got my guys on deck again, Watch King and the Rebel, you already know. So right now I'm gonna jump right into this, man, because this is a personal topic for me, man. This shit it irks me because this has been a conversation for years. We're gonna just start off with people's problem with New York niggas. I don't know what the fuck the issue is. I don't know, but people got a problem with New York niggas, especially when it comes to music, and they always acting like, oh, it's a bias, and we don't like this person, we don't like that person. I'm gonna start it off with, let's stop fronting like people from other areas listen to every New York motherfucker. You listen to Jay-Z, that's who you listen to. You listen to fucking Nas, you listen to the people who come, you're not all the way in, so why would we be all the way in with someone from Detroit, especially growing up in the 90s? Now maybe it's a little different, but I'm talking about growing up in the 90s, maybe early 2000s. No, we not listening to that underground motherfucker from fucking Arkansas. We not. We not.
Arkansas.
And you're not listening to fucking Fooshnickers and the Bush Babies. You're not listening to that. You know fucking Wu-Tang, you know Mobb Deep, and we're not talking about hip-hop junkies. We're talking about, you know, average people. So with the bias shit, I just feel like, of course there's some bias to a certain extent, but just because I don't like the person you like, that doesn't mean the defense should be, oh, it's the New York bias. No, maybe they're trash, or maybe their catalog is not good. So we gotta, right? And isn't everyone biased?
Yeah.
To a certain extent, you might like music that you could get chopped and screwed with. So if a nigga come with 1,000,000 bars, you ain't interested in that shit.
But you know, like, people say they have bias, but good music trumps all, right? Like, for a minute, I ain't gonna front. Like, I used to listen to Paul Wall heavy. Like, I was listening to Paul Wall heavy. Like, and I'm not from Houston. I never even been to Houston. I've been to other parts of Texas or whatever, but I've never been to Houston. And I can appreciate the music because it's good music.
But that's my point.
Yeah.
But if you say you didn't like Paul Wall, now it's because you're from New York. No, I'm just not right. And to a certain extent, some of that shit is regional. Certain styles and candy paint and all that shit, if you like it, that's a plus.
You don't really understand the culture.
Yeah, that's a plus. Even when Beans was talking about lean and perks, I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. We wasn't doing that on our shit.
36s in New York. We got potholes.
Ain't nobody doing that. Ain't nobody getting blown up in the staircases in fucking Alabama and shit. As far as culturally, maybe some people's doing it, but that ain't the thing. I could go to Brooklyn right now as niggas in the staircases.
It was something that you said
being able to relate.
Nah, and you said about getting access to it, like in the late 90s,
That's all
early 2000s. I remember, like, I used to have LimeWire. I don't know if anybody knows what LimeWire is.
Anybody know what LimeWire is?
Nah, niggas don't know.
That's how I have to look at it. I don't know if you guys know what LimeWire is.
I don't know what that shit is.
But it's just like when I'm downloading music, I'm gonna download shit that like I like off bat. I'm not gonna take a risk now. Now it's just like you have so many different types of outlets to listen to a bunch of different type of music, like different genres, different regions. Then it was like if you was popular and you just happen to transcend your region and like
that's
come across
it.
the side, then I heard you.
Who's digging? Like no one on no
Like
side is
Flip,
digging.
Like Lil Flip, like I listened to Lil Flip only because he was popping enough to be on 106 in Park, and then he was like running 106 in Park because he had a couple of hits. Then I got his album. It was just one of those things.
I guess for me, it's a little different though. During that time, like, you know, heavy with the bootleg mixtapes. So like whenever I see a mixtape that has somebody or they probably have a freestyle on it that I like, I'll pick it up. And then I'll go through the whole thing though. Like if I hear something like, oh, who this new dude? Like, yeah, we got some shit. Like, and then I'll probably go search like LimeWire or something like that. Right. So, yeah, it's just it's about finding the music.
But that's what y'all both just said the same thing. It had to be presented to you.
Yeah.
For them to act like we're gonna be digging out to go listen to Big Hawk, ESG. Like, and I'm not knocking these guys because these guys, right? Because but that's my point. Only junkies is doing that. Right. I'm a nigga that I'm not going. Nah, when I'm talking about in the '90s too. We talking about.
Oh no, see that's different.
You're not because all this I could just download shit before you were spending your money. So niggas ain't gonna spend $30 testing out fucking Yuck Mouth albums.
That's facts. That's facts.
So I feel like niggas need to just ease up a little bit, and it's like how many people gonna go back and listen to albums I didn't give a fuck about back then. I'm gonna go back and listen to.
You know what it is too? Because New York has always been crowned the mecca of hip hop, right?
There you go.
So it's just a shitload of jealousy from every other region, where it's just like we think we better than everybody else.
We do think we better than everybody.
I mean,
doesn't mostly everyone?
But right,
though?
like listen,
we just have more. We just have more shit backing it up.
Especially with me being from the Bronx, like
right.
That's where it started.
Ultimately, it's just like New York as a whole. We just like, yeah, nigga, we run shit. You know what I'm saying? The moment where everybody was just like, oh, everybody from New York trying to sound like down south niggas, and we was just like, no, we not. You know what I'm saying? Like we get on their track and walk all over it. But it was just one of those things like you proud to be from New York. Now, I mean, more people have caught up and like transcending their own sound, and then music is just so versatile nowadays where it's all good. Like you could be who you are, sound how you want to sound. Yeah. But even outside of music, like I remember when I used to go to Georgia, like they just recognized that I was from New York, which I didn't understand. Like it was just, it was like the way we walk, the way we talk, the way we dress, like. I mean, sorry if we just feel like we better than you guys.
It's the confidence that.
But it's weird because like you from Detroit, like I fuck with M, I fuck with Sean. Then even from Atlanta, like I fuck with Luda, I fuck with T.I. And I'm pretty sure it's like a couple more Atlanta artists. Like I fuck with Wayne.
It's a lot of.
So it's like I just think that they feel like, all right, because Jay, right? Because Jay, everybody's like Jay's the GOAT, and Jay's from New York. So ultimately, once you're from New York, you just feel like you're tiers above the rest of any artist. Because even though Lil Wayne is like the GOAT in his region, you know, it could be said, whatever. But like he's the GOAT in his region. Then you got like T.I., he's the GOAT in his region. Then like Slim Thug, Lil Flip, Bun B, like they the goes down there. And like look in the West Coast, you know, you got those people over there. So it's just like, but because Jay is just the overall hip hop. Go and because he's from New York,
but it's not even that.
Right?
They got this impression that we think every New York MC is nice, and that's bullshit.
Oh no, because
that's the shit that pissed me off.
I ain't gonna lie, I disowned a lot of
Yo, first of all, the earlier years we spent arguing about New York artists within each other, so we ain't got time to get to y'all motherfuckers.
Right, that's true.
We arguing about fucking Bronx against Queens. Like we ain't thinking about y'all niggas. There's a war zone over here.
That's true. That's a fact. That is true. Who better, Jay and Nas?
Like within their own camps, you got niggas from, you got AZ, Smooth the Hustler, trying to be better than Big. I mean, better than Jay. You got Big still there's too much shit going on. We not thinking about y'all, bitch.
Sorry.
Niggas within their own crews is fighting.
You gotta be like, sorry if we're so talented. We not worried about y'all niggas.
We not worried about y'all niggas, bitch.
How you get mad? You got niggas from the little corners of, you know what I mean? You get your Rakims from Long Island. You get your Yonkers with D Block.
Mount Vernon. You got Heavy D from Mount Vernon. Then not to throw the Jersey niggas in who mad at us too.
Facts. That's a fact.
Because their GOAT is Joe Budden.
Nah, they go as Redman though, B.
Yo,
they go as Redman,
bro.
Joe ain't got the music, man. We ain't gonna get it.
They couldn't rap.
That's another thing. Okay,
his
so
antics is just too much. But now. His antics overpowered his artistry, and he just.
That's the problem too.
But Redman is still fucking killing.
But this is my point now. If I say I don't like Redman, there's no issue in that. What? So it's like you said. I think it's some fucking insecure.
Well, the Jersey niggas might have a problem with that.
No, when I say it won't be a bias thing.
I don't think Jersey niggas will have a problem with people saying like I feel like
real Jersey.
No, I don't have a Jersey hip hop. I'm saying they're not gonna be like, oh, you being biased.
I'm gonna tell you, I feel like Redman, even though I feel like Redman, I don't know, maybe it's me. I really feel like Redman is a New York nigga. I don't know why. I know he's from Jersey. No, I know, but I just feel like come on.
We all kind of the same.
Like it's
all the same, but it's different.
Right? It's like
because I lived in both parts, so I lived in both parts. And I went to school in both parts, so it's definitely a big difference, especially in the swag, the atmosphere.
Oh, yeah. I lived in Jersey for like 6 months.
So
it's different.
I just think like everybody got. There's not even no MTA out there, B. So that's already a big difference right there.
No, I'm just saying as far as like hip hop is concerned, like
same vibe. Right, but they don't use the bias thing.
Right.
If I tell somebody else I don't like Redman, it ain't gonna be like, oh, it's because you from New York. Anytime you don't like somebody else, it's because you from New York. And it's like, boy, it's mad niggas in New York I don't like.
It's a lot of niggas.
It's a lot of niggas. But this is my main point. This is my main point I want to get out. a lot of niggas just carry narratives, right? All right, so we're gonna clip it there, and we're gonna jump into the make it part 2.